Sponsored by Brilliant. Here's how you can harness the power of wireless control using SquareLine Studio and a touchscreen display. If you're new to ESP-based touchscreens, be sure to watch my previous video to get set up from scratch, because we're going to be picking up right from where we left off. So grab your components and let's dive in. Once you've set up your Arduino and SquareLine Studio projects folder, fire up SquareLine Studio and drag in an arc slider. Rename it to angle slider and center it. Set the default value to 0 and then set the minimum and maximum values to your liking. You can also adjust the actual angle of the arc itself. Next, drag in a label. Rename it to angle value. Center it again and make sure its font size is larger, because this will show the angle value in real time. Finally, drag in one more label and call it angle label. Set the text to angle and move it to a position that you like. Now we need to set up two events. The first one will update the angle value on the screen in real time. So with the angle slider arc selected, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the inspector panel and click Add Event. Put in Update Angle Value Event for the name and Value Changed for the trigger. For the action, select Set Text Value from Arc. Click the Add button and then set the target object to angle value. Okay, for our second event, we actually want to call a custom function every time the value of the arc changes. So click Add Event again, name it Send Angle Value Event, set the trigger to value changed just like before, but this time under Action, select Call Function and click Add. Make sure to name the function something useful like Send Angle Value. Now go ahead and hit the Play Mode button so that we can make sure the UI is working as we expect. With the design all ready to go ahead and export your UI files from SquareLine Studio. Copy and paste the output from SquareLine Studio into your Arduino project folder as usual, and then launch the .ino file in the Arduino IDE. Just like we did in the previous video, add include UI.h at the top, comment out the default demo code so that we can load in our own UI, and then initialize our UI by adding the line UI_init, and don't forget the semicolon. Okay, so now let's go and do some coding to actually make something happen. There's three files that you need to pay attention to up here. First we have UI_events.h. This is where the function prototype is defined. The prototype basically says, hey, this function exists, but it's defined somewhere else. And that somewhere else is the second file we need to look at, which is UI_events.c. This is where the function is actually defined. Finally, the place where the function is called from is UI_screen1.c. The first change is in UI_events.c. Head over there and simply copy the entire function and then comment it out. We want to move this function, so go over to the INO file, go right down to the bottom and just paste the function code just like that. Go ahead and add a serial print that you want the whole world to see. Okay, and let's upload this to our board, and there you go. Alright, this is great and everything, but it's still pretty boring. So let's step up a bit and make this function smarter. To make our function smarter, we need it to process more inputs. Let's head over to the UI_screen1.c file. Here you're going to see the label representing angle value being initialized. Take the label object from here and add it to the function call in this if statement. Right now our function isn't really expecting this label as an input, so we need to fix that. Copy the entire line that defines this label, but leave out the equals null bit. Then head over to UI_events.h and in the function prototype here, type a comma after the first input and paste in the label definition. Okay, and the final change we need to make is in the .ino file. Head over there and scroll down to the bottom where we defined the function, and again do the same thing to add the label as the second input. Now let's actually modify our function. First, convert the label to characters so that we can print it out, and then add a couple of print statements like this. Okay, let's upload this and see how it goes. Okay, now that is pretty cool. You now know how to code up your own smart functions for your touchscreen UIs. Alright, let's really take things up a notch and do something seriously cool. Let's use what we've made so far to wirelessly control a servo motor. You're going to need all the code files and 3D printable models if you want to print the enclosure. I'm giving all of that stuff to you completely for free, so go ahead and download everything from the link on screen. And while we're here, there's also another thing you can get for free today. A 30-day membership to this video's sponsor, Brilliant. Brilliant is the best way to sharpen your thinking every day. With interactive lessons across math, science, programming, data, and AI, you'll stay curious and keep growing. As a professional engineer and qualified teacher myself, I can tell you, Brilliant's method actually works. It's the kind of deep, hands-on learning you wish you got in school. Designed by top minds from Stanford, MIT, Google, and beyond. The best bit about Brilliant is that it doesn't just teach you facts, it actually trains your intuition. Each problem builds on the last, helping you spot patterns, think critically, and solve things faster and smarter over time. If you're into coding, you'll definitely want to check out their Python courses. You'll be diving right into building programs from the get-go. To learn for free on Brilliant, go to brilliant.org/makervibe, scan the QR code on screen, or click the link in the description. Brilliant's also given our viewers 20% off an annual premium subscription, which gives you unlimited daily access to everything on Brilliant. Thank you, Brilliant, for sponsoring this video. The wiring up of our servo motor controller system is really straightforward. Now go into the project files you downloaded and head over into the Smart UI folder. Open up the smartui.ino file in your Arduino IDE, and you'll notice that I've put some steps here so that you can see what parts of the code are different from what we were looking at earlier. Don't worry, you don't need to change any of this apart from step 2, where you need to put in the MAC address for your receiver seed microcontroller. Let me show you how you can get that real quick. In the folder you downloaded, open up the receiver module folder and fire up the receiver_module.ini file. Upload this to your seed receiver microcontroller, and it should print out its MAC address in the serial monitor when it boots up. Go ahead and copy that and paste it into the smartui.ino file inside step 2, making sure you format it exactly as you're seeing on screen. Alright, and now you can upload the smartui.ino file to your round ESP32S3 touchscreen module and enjoy the show.